Hey, what's going on, guys? So today is an update due to the event that happened today. Didn't expect it. Just opened up my app and saw that there was a huge price increase. And so, anyway, we are currently in FAZ. Just to kind of show you kind of where we were and where we've been. We got into FAZ in July, right here, and it has been laborious, to say the least. Usually, I'm only in these positions maybe a month, month and a half at the most. I've been in this thing for going on 3 months now, which is quite a long time. I did a video on this one, and I mentioned in the video that I thought that the price would go below $10.10, and it did. And I said that if it did, no problem, I'll just average costs down, which is what I did. I just bought more. So we see here $10.10, and if you notice, I spent roughly the same amount of money. See, $44.90 there, $44.12, but I was able to get more shares. See that? 444 versus 452. Okay. Then the price dropped again to $9 about a month later. It actually got down to $8.88. And I bought in at $9.07. The other thing that I want to mention is that you do get a dividend with these ETFs. Usually I'm not in the position long enough to get a dividend. This time I've been in the position for 3 months, and so I actually got a dividend on this thing, 37 bucks, which isn't bad, right? All right, so let's take a look at the charts here. Go out. The one thing that we're always looking at is the RSI calculator, the relative strength index. Okay, and right now this thing is at 75. Now the absolute maximum on this thing is 80. Okay, at 80, statistically this thing is an absolute sell. Get rid of it, hurry up, right? We're at 75, so statistically we have a little bit more to go. At $10.58 right now, so we're a full dollar above our purchase price of. Let's go back to it. We bought this thing at $9.51. That's what we averaged down to. So initially we bought it at $10.10, and after buying more shares, we've gotten down to $9.51. Okay, so we're at 10.58 now. Now remember, if I were to sell this right now, then that means I would have to buy the opposite, which is FAS. Okay, and we see that FAS currently is at about 64, and our RSI is at 25, and 20 is the absolute minimum on this. So statistically, we have a little bit further to go. Historically, I've gotten in FAS at about 61, 62 sometimes. 60 is my definite purchase point if I can get it there. So, like I said, we have a little bit further to go. I do expect FAS to jump a little bit tomorrow. That's typically what happens after events like this. So the question becomes, though, is what's going to happen, the rest of the month, right? So speaking about the market, we know that interest rates have been going up, which means that the financial sector has been increasing because banks can lend money at higher interest rates and make more money. So that's a great thing. The flip side of that, however, is that when interest rates get so high that people do not want to borrow anymore, it means that people borrow less money, and then spend less money, right? Which cools off the economy, which means banks make less money. We haven't quite gotten there yet, but we are approaching, and so that's what the Federal Reserve job is to kind of keep us in that Goldilocks zone. As of right now, I believe that December is looking like a go-ahead as far as interest rate hikes. The only other thing that's really kind of looming out there right now is going to be the election that happens in November. That may tilt the market one way or the other. I can imagine that if Republicans stay in power, which is what we expect to happen, then the market will continue up. If Democrats grab some, important seats, maybe we'll see a little bit of a sell-off. The other thing that we have coming up, looking at our economic calendar here, are it's the producer price index and the consumer price index. So both of these things are going to be inflation, right? And so inflation has stayed right about where we needed to be. We see here that today the number comes out to 0.2%, which means that inflation has gone up a little bit, but not a whole lot for producers. And for consumers, I imagine it's going to be about the same thing. So that's not a bad thing. That's not going to bring the markets down. Weekly jobless claims, that's always something that gets looked at. The unemployment rate has been super low lately, and typically when more people are working and making money, they're spending more money, the demand for things go up, therefore prices increase. That's fine until prices get so high that people start complaining. That hasn't happened yet. So again, I don't really see anything bringing this market down much further. There could be some, 9/11 event or something like that brings it way down. But for the most part, I think we're going to stay about where we are, barring anything crazy happening with the elections next month. So I think we have at least, roughly 20 to 30 days of not a lot of activity here. So what I expect this to happen is I expect a jump tomorrow, okay? And then I expect us to either stay flat or continue down a bit further. I want to go back to FAZ. And so going back to this thing, kind of look out here. Okay. See, we've been historically at about 11. This thing has gone between 10 and 11 for quite some time. It can get back to 11, no doubt. But historically speaking, this thing, it's a bear ETF, so it goes down, 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 down. That's what it's supposed to do. So the question becomes, do we sell right now or do we wait? I'm going to take a wait and see approach. If I'm not able to make as much money, I won't be, super sad about it, because money is money, profit is profit, right? Like I say, we have another 10 or 20 days to really take a look at it and see what happens here. And again, statistically speaking, we don't really have to move. So that's kind of where we are. The other thing I wanted to mention, going back again to FAS, in the past, let's see if I can pull this up real quick. See activity, and let's go back. See how far we can go back. September. There we go. And it should do current. And let's look at FAS specifically here. It's going to let me do that. There we go. All right. Historically, we have bought this thing at 66 before and was able to make some profit at 74. So, I mean, we've definitely done it before. But I want to get it. I want to get as close to 60 as possible. That's where I like to buy this thing. That's where I've purchased it in the past. I got it as low as 58. Looks like one time. 62. 61. 61. So that's kind of where we want to get it. And so I think I'm just going to take a wait and see approach and see what happens. It looks like this thing is still in the after hours. Looks like it's moving around a little bit. 63.72. Let's see where FAZ is. Yeah, it looks like it's dropped quite a bit. But I don't know. I mean, this is Yahoo Finance. Who knows? Everything else I'm looking at shows it still at about 10 something. Let's see. Yeah, see, still shows it at 10 something. So I think that's where we are. We'll probably open at about maybe 10:30 tomorrow or something. Who knows? But I definitely expect this thing to come back, and then possibly go flat. The other thing I want to take a look at just real quick is the S&P 500, because that is the market itself. Because I truly believe that a lot of what's going on is just that the market has gone up, 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 and now it's just coming back a little bit, which is very common. So see, 29.30 was our absolute high, and now we're just coming back a little bit. Okay, so looking back here at the previous highs, you see we're 27.86, right? So that's going to be, that was our previous highs before this thing, ran up as high as it did. So we're either going to completely bounce from here and keep going. If we get down to 2700, that's going to be our next support, our next bounce here. Okay, let's kind of go out a little further so I can show you what that looks like. Here we go. That's 26. Yeah, that's about 27. Yeah. Anything here to here is going to be, I would say, a comfort zone. Anything below this, and we got some real problems, right? I don't see that happening anytime soon. But yeah, between there and there, we're okay, right? And so I can definitely see the S&P coming back to 27. It'll take it quite some time to get there if it does happen. I don't know if we have enough time between now and the next rate hike for that to happen. Again, if something happens with the elections, something weird happens with China tariffs, maybe. I have a feeling that we're going to come back just a little bit more, and then go flat from there until December. So it's tempting to take profit, but I think situations such as this is called for poise. So we're gonna wait it out and see what happens, and then get out when FAS gets closer to our $61, $62 mark. All right, that's it. I'll holler at you maybe next week.